Alright, this is John Cola with discountjuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. Today I'm going to show you guys my favorite low-cost, inexpensive juicer that will help you guys lose weight. You know, I'm confident in the power of juicing because literally when you're juicing, what you're doing really is you're taking fruits and vegetables and you're concentrating the nutrients out of them. You're putting in a glass in an easy to digest and easy to assimilate and tasty and delicious way, right? And like the number one under-eaten food on the entire planet, in my opinion, and based on scientific research, are the vegetables. I think it's what, like maybe less than 9% of Americans meet the minimum requirements for vegetables, and maybe 13% meet the minimum requirements for fruits, and that is abysmal. And this is the problem why, in my opinion, many people may have some challenges with weight. I mean, I think, 75% of Americans in this day and age are overweight. So if you guys are watching this and you guys have a weight opportunity, which as I like to say, you know, you're not alone because, you know, we are programmed to eat the wrong foods in our lives by all these commercials for fast food and junk foods and foods that satisfy our cravings but don't really give us the nutrition we need to be healthy. And that's where really the fruits and the vegetables come in. These are the most nutritious foods. And actually for the last 24 years, I've based my diet around eating as many fruits and vegetables as I possibly can. And that's what I want for you guys to do also. Now, while you guys might be watching this video to like lose quick weight so then you could go back to eating junk food, right? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That doesn't work, right? I've maintained and kept my same weight now for the last 24 years. And I know a lot of you guys can't say that. And that's because I eat a healthy diet. So above all else, you guys don't have to make any major changes overnight to like make any major dietary changes. Because I know you guys might like your, fat burgers or your smash burgers or whatever burgers you like, right? What I like to tell people is I want you guys to include and slowly include and increase the volume of the fresh fruits and the fresh vegetables, which are the best foods on the planet. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is by juicing. Jay Kordich, formerly known as a juice man, got me into juicing back in the 1990s, and I was really grateful for that. And before that, actually, my parents, even earlier, had a juicer that I would use when I was a kid, and they would juice with me, and I think that imparted on me. But then going through some health challenges in my life, I had to find juicing to basically turn my life around, turn my diet around, and more importantly, turn my health around. And when you are working with a weight opportunity, because now you're only watching this video because of your weight opportunity. That's why I'm calling it opportunity instead of a problem, right? Problems are in our heads. Opportunities are what we create out of our problems, right? And so you have an opportunity now to get healthy, to lose your weight and do it in a healthy fashion. So it's not just some fad diet where you have to keep buying these stupid pills that they put you on auto ship for, that you get ripped off, that don't really work anyways, right? So I want you guys to adopt a diet where you strategically increase the fruits and vegetables. Juicing is the best way to do that because simply what I do every morning, actually, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I drink a juice, right? My first meal of my day, I've had more vegetables and fruits in me than most Americans get in their entire day, maybe even their entire week. Because I'm like concentrating like 3 to 4 pounds of fruits and vegetables in a one juice, and now I get that to get into me, right? So enough of my rambling. This video is actually about the juicer that I'm going to recommend you guys get if you guys are non-committal, right? If you guys have never juiced before, you're like, John, juicing sounds good. You make it sound good, and I see, you're fit and trim, but does it really work? And am I going to stick to it? And I don't have a lot of money to invest in an expensive juicer. Of course, if you're in it for the long haul and you're just going to like double down right now and say, John, I'm going to do this. I'm going to juice for life. I'm never going to stop because, I met a coworker that's juiced. I saw that movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead on Netflix, or you've had friends and family that have juiced to get over their health conditions or health opportunities, as I like to call them, and you're just going to go for life. This is not the video you want to watch. You want to watch my video on Best Juicer for Beginners. Put a link down below in the description. That video I explain and share with you guys the Slow Star Juicer, which is a good solid juicer, full 10-year warranty that is going to work for many lifetimes, in my opinion, provided you juice properly in it, which is a whole nother topic and a whole nother video I want you guys to watch of mine called Juice Like a Pro in Any Vertical Slow Juicer. Today's video is for those of you guys that maybe, don't want to spend a lot of money but want to get a good solid juicer. You could go to different websites and read different reviews on juicers, and there's a lot of them out there, and here's the thing, right? many people don't tell you, yeah, like, oh, it's a juicer, it always juices. Well, yeah, okay, a juicer juices, you know, and blah, blah, blah. But what they don't tell you is, you know, does a juicer work well? Does it work efficiently? And is it backed up by a company that has been in business for many years? Or is there a fly-by-night company that's basically importing cheap stuff from China and then reselling it, and then, you know, a month later or a couple months later, that model is discontinued. They're selling a new juicer model. Now there's no longer parts for your old model that you bought, and you basically have a disposable juicer on your hands. In addition, there's lots of high-speed juicers, which I'm not a big fan of. Those are the ones that are fast and loud, you know, many different movies, you know, documentaries, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Actually, they use a Breville high-speed juicer. I'm not a fan of high-speed juicers. Number one, they're loud. Number two, in my opinion, and based on scientific documented journal published studies, it can lower certain nutrients in the juice. And in a certain study, if you check the link down below, the last video I did is like, I think, hour and a half, 2 hours actually, on reviewing some of the scientific literature on the benefits of juicing. I'm just not making this stuff up. It's not just coming out of me. This is like based on scientific journal published study review that I like to review every once in a while to see. I mean, here's the thing, like some of the studies, right? If you took a fast, high-speed juice and the same low-speed juice made in the same exact ingredients, and you fed that to like the animal testing, which I do not agree with animal testing, the animals got the benefit from the slow-speed, low-speed juice, but not the high-speed juice. Wow, that's totally crazy, right? So simply by getting the best juicer, you guys can assure that you're going to have the highest health benefit and the most probability of losing weight, getting better, turning your health around, or whatever it is, because the slow juicers, depending on the slow juice you're going to get, you know, is going to maximize the different phytochemicals, phytonutrients, and extract and pull out more of the trace minerals that are so critical to our health. So for that reason, that's why I'm recommending today the Shine juicer. And this is, you know, the light duty version. Once again, if you want the heavy duty version, you know, if you're going to be doing it like solid, you're going to go on a juice fast, you're going to juice like, you know, gallons a day, you want to get the slow start. But if you're going to just want to juice a glass or two a day, you're just starting, you don't want to invest a lot into juice, you want to get something that's solid, that's good, that a juicing expert, you know, says works, this is the one you're going to get. I've produced over 500 videos now on YouTube comparing and contrasting many different models of juicers. I've tested many juicers, like inexpensive ones from China, and they fail prematurely, they break, they're not engineered properly, and you just don't have a good experience. So I want you guys to have a good experience because I want you guys to be a juicer for life, even if you don't buy a juicer from me, which I would encourage you guys to do, so I can continue to make my educational videos. And if you guys like my videos, like the format I do, and this video has been helpful for you, I would encourage you guys to support me and make your purchase at discountjuicers.com. You know, supporting me is like supporting that local organic farmer at the farmer's market instead of that massive big box store that's trying to basically take your money and then dominate the world and change the world in ways that you may not even agree with. So I'm just trying to make a living here, you know, keep my lights on and keep me being fed with the organic produce. And also, more importantly, educate people about the power of juicing because it has helped me so much, as well as thousands of my customers from around the United States that I've sold juicers to, and that they continue to juice on a regular and everyday basis. And I think that's the main thing, right? I want you guys to juice on a regular and everyday basis. Make it like, hey, John, the first thing I do when I get up is I make my juice in the morning because it's the most important thing. And as I get so many testimonials all the time that people were telling me, John, if I don't have my juice in the morning, I just don't feel the same. I don't feel as energetic. My brain is not quite as sharp. I don't feel as on. And I want you guys to experience this too, because once you do it, you're going to get addicted to juicing, which is one of the healthiest things you guys could possibly do in your life. Anyways, for that reason, I recommend the Shine juicer because this is a slow juicer, number one. Number two, it's quiet, so we can turn this on. It's relatively quiet, so you can juice while your baby, your husband, your wife is still sleeping in the morning. You can also make your juice at night and then store it vacuum sealed in the fridge overnight. It's going to retain more nutrition than a high-speed juicer. I'll put a link down below if you do need to store your juices, how I recommend doing that so you can maintain the highest level of nutrition in there. Now, I only recommend this juicer if you're going to want to make around 32 ounces, maybe a little bit more, per juicing session, because once again, this is a light duty version, and at present time, this is around New Year's. Well, I don't like to quote prices, but we have a very special price on this right now, but otherwise, the pricing is really excellent on this machine, and once again, link is down below in the description, as well as the first comment so you guys could get this juicer directly. The special sale price that we currently have on sale is going to run out on January 20th, so if you've been waiting to buy a juicer, now's the time because it's the lowest price ever on the TriBest Shine juicer. And the reason why I like vertical juicers overall, you basically put the produce in the feed chute and it drops down through gravity feeding without you having to, push it in and babysit your juicer. And what happens is then it goes into this auger, and this auger is spinning around, and basically what happens as it goes in this auger, a piece of the produce is cut off by this little auger, and then basically it's the produce is then crushed and squeezed and ground up through the auger, and as it's crushed and squeezed, the juice will come out the holes out of the first stage and the second stage of the juicer, and then the juice will come out here, and then the pulp comes out the bottom here. Now this is one of the most forgiving juicers that I've tested, like probably the most forgiving, inexpensive juicer that I've tested because it has a large exit port here. That's why this is also my favorite juicer for juicing cactus fruits, which I would definitely recommend. I'll post a link down below to a video I made on why I recommend this juicer even above some of the expensive ones for cactus fruits. Because once again, like a pair of shoes, every juicer has its pros and cons, and my job as a person that educates people about juicers and also sells juicers is to make sure you guys get the right juicer for you that meets your specific specifications. And that's important. Everybody asks me, John, what's the best juicer? I'm like, I don't know what the best juicer is. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to juice? Tell me your exact recipe, the amounts of produce you're juicing. Are you juicing mostly apples and carrots? Or are you going to juice cactus fruits all day? Or are you going to, juice mostly leafy greens and wheatgrass? Depending on what you're juicing, you're going to need a different juicer. And that's why I like the Shine vertical juicer, or vertical juicers in general for that matter, because the vertical juicers are the most versatile juicers. They can pretty much juice everything. Well, maybe almost everything out there. And they do pretty good a job at it if you properly prepare the produce. Also, this is very easy to clean. I love this juicer because it's so easy to clean. I mean, check it out, man. 1 part to clean, 2 parts to clean, 3 parts to clean, 4 parts to clean. This juicer takes me under 5 minutes, so I'd probably say around 4 minutes to clean, just due to the few parts that it has. Also very easy to assemble. It has a built-in safety switch so that if you do not assemble it properly, it will not turn on, so please be aware of this. The assembly instructions are, number 1, make sure underneath here there's this little black tab. This little black tab should be pulled out for cleaning, but you always need to make sure it's pushed in for juicing. This little black tab basically provides a little bit of back pressure on that pulp as it's being ground up before it gets ejected out, so you guys get a maximum produce extraction, maximum juice extraction from the produce, so you don't end up wasting produce. So make sure that's in there. So that's in there. So now I want to show you guys how easy this machine is to assemble. Just 4 simple pieces. We're going to go ahead and first take the juicing bowl, set that on the top, and there's a little white dot here and an unlock picture here. You're going to put it to the unlock and then slide it to the lock. That's the first step. This has a nice handy handle so you can carry it easily. This is my travel juicer. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the juicing screen, and in the bottom of the juicing screen you'll see that there's this little cutout hole, and you're going to line that cutout hole with where the pulp comes out, which is the square port on here, or rectangular port. That's going to drop into place. Finally, we're going to take our auger. The auger just drops right into place also, and it should just fully seat down. You may have to just drop that in there. And then we're going to take our top. The top has a white dot. You're going to align that to the open side of the back, and then you're just going to slide this forward to the close. So this is the assembly procedure. If you did assemble it correctly, the machine will turn on, and if you did not assemble it correctly, the machine will not turn on. There is a safety interlock in there. Yeah, super simple, super easy to assemble. I think the next thing I want to start juicing today. So everybody always asks me, John, what recipe should I juice to lose weight? Or what recipe should I juice for this condition, or that condition, or this condition? Well, it's definitely said that certain produce items can be helpful for certain, chronic conditions in our bodies. Like, for example, broccoli sprouts have been shown to be basically, cancer, to kill cancer. Allium family plants like garlic and onions also, good against cancer. They say cilantro is good for pulling out heavy metals, all this kind of stuff, right? And, here's the thing, right? The more fruits and vegetables you could juice, no matter what they are, the better it's going to be for you. And I want you guys specifically to focus on juicing leafy green vegetables, which are the most nutritious, followed by other vegetables, and then followed by fruits. My goal when I'm juicing fruits is to have only enough fruit to make my vegetable juice palatable and not juice excess fruits. I mean, there's whole topics about that, but basically that's the goal. And more importantly, I want you guys to choose the most deeply pigmented fruits as possible. So if you guys could find the purple carrots, get purple carrots, right? If you guys can find like the beets, right? I don't have any beets today, but you could get those deep red beets, right? Juice the red cabbage instead of the green cabbage. It's significantly more nutritious. You know, when you juice the cabbage, if you have the red version, you know, it's been shown in animal studies. Once again, don't agree with animal studies, but we could learn things from them. Animal studies, when they fed purple carrot juice, the animals lost weight and got healthier, even despite eating still, part of their diet was still junk food and processed food, which I don't recommend. But even then, for you, right, the more fruits and vegetables you can get in, especially deeply pigmented, the healthier you're going to be. And here's the thing. John, I hear, juicing's expensive, man. I could go buy a juice at the juice bar for $10 or $5, and it's already made. I don't have to clean the juicer up. Well, here's the thing, right? Juicing does not have to be expensive. And here's the thing. You know, I'll share a lot of my wisdom in these videos for you guys if you guys like pay attention and listen. You know, basically 1 pound of produce will equal 1 cup or 8 ounces of juice. So if you're trying to maximize your dollar value and make the most juice for the least amount of money, what produce item can you juice? Well, cabbage is really cheap, so juice like red cabbage. Carrots are super cheap. Oh my God. Carrots near me, I could buy non-organic carrots, 25-pound bag of non-organic carrots for $5 or $6, right? How many cups of juice will that make? 25 pounds of carrots will make you 25 cups or 25 8-ounce servings of juice for $5 if you have your own juicer to do that. Now, I do encourage you guys to make the juice and then drink it right after you're done making it. If you're interested in a recipe that I formulated for losing weight and getting healthier, check the link down below. I have a video about that. I'm not going to get into that, but basically, here's the thing. You know, what do I juice? Well, I juice whatever is fresh in my garden. Like today, me and my nephew picked some dinosaur kale leaves. Also, you know, I always have organic carrots laying around because they are so inexpensive. I got a deal on organic celery for 33 cents a head. I have organic apples. I don't know, they're probably like 50 cents a pound. Always have lemons. Lemons are excellent to add to your juice. You could use the skin and all, so you get the benefits of bioflavonoids in the skin. And more importantly, even though these ones are expendy, you know, $15 a pound organic turmeric. I encourage you guys to add as much turmeric as you guys can. I have a tip on juicing turmeric as well. And also the ginger. Ginger is very anti-inflammatory. And actually, matter of fact, I've been juicing basically mostly ginger with some turmeric and lemon straight up and having ginger lemon turmeric shots like on a daily basis, usually morning and night. And I think it's been helping me out a lot, actually. So that's what we're going to juice today. And so what do I recommend you guys juice? Juice whatever you guys can find near you that's affordable, that you feel drawn to, right? Very important, right? If you love carrot juice, drink carrots more often. If you don't like celery juice, stay away from celery. But John, the medical medium guy, says celery juice is so good. Well, then you might want to try it and see if it makes a difference for you, right? And here's the thing, when you guys have a juicer, you are in the seat, you are driving the vehicle. You could choose to make different juices and experiment. You know, some days I'll juice like a week of celery straight in the morning. Some days I'll have a mixed juice like today. Some days I'll be traveling and I'll have a different kind of juice, right? And every day I have a different kind of juice, and it mixes it up, makes things fun and exciting, but more importantly, gives me a whole spectrum of different nutrients in the plant kingdom, because every different plant, root, or vegetable, or fruit will basically absorb and create different plant metabolites or different nutrients, you know, from the garden or from the farm, all right? So we're going to put these collection cups out. Now, I am using glass collection cups. These are actually from IKEA. I like them a lot. The Shine juicer does come with some smaller collection cups, which I'm not a big fan of, and they are plastic. So you might want to go out and get your own. And so now I'm going to show you guys the juicing process, which is super simple, super easy. I do encourage you guys to rotate your produce and juice a wide variety of items. You could just use straight apples and carrots if you wanted to in here, or whatever you want, but it's very important. How you juice is more important than what you juice. Well, that's also important. So anyways, for that matter, I'm not going to get into the details in depth, but basically you want to not use the pusher, so you'll never see me using a pusher on a vertical juicer. I know a lot of people on YouTube use the pusher. That's something that I highly recommend against, because then that can really cram things into the juicer too fast, cause it to clog, cause it to jam up, cause it to create excess pulp in the juice, and actually cause problems in the long run. So I like to use the juicer and let it gravity feed. That's actually one of the big benefits to me of the vertical juicers, is the gravity fed. So that's number one. Don't use a pusher. Slow down when juicing. These are slow juicers, not fast juicers. Don't try to cram things in as fast as you possibly can. Number two, rotate the items you're putting in. Don't just put all the apples, then all the kale, then all the celery. You know, put a handful of apple, a handful of kale, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of apple, a little bit of turmeric, and keep rotating through until you're done. And then finally, the last thing I would like to say is you always want to have, or try to have, root vegetables when you're juicing in a vertical juicer, and make sure those are in the mix. That's going to ensure you guys always have a good time. If you're juicing like mostly leafy greens, vertical juicers are not good for juicing mostly leafy greens. Although it has no problem juicing leafy greens, I'd say minimum, if you're doing like leafy greens, you could do like 60% leafy greens to 40% root vegetables, you'll be fine. Once again, link is down below with where I go into my 10 tips, juice like a pro. First step also is selecting the best produce. So this is super fresh produce. This kale literally fresh picked out of my garden just, a little while ago. And, we could shove the whole kale in whole, but in a vertical juicer, that's a big no-no because these have the fibers. So we must cut these up. The easy way is like just rip these in half, like once and twice. And now I think it's going to get too hard for me to rip up with my bare hands. Ugh. So now we're going to go ahead and take our knife and we're just going to slice this up. So I like to recommend that people slice their greens and celery or stock vegetables or leafy green vegetables into a minimum 1/4 inch, but I prefer 1/8 inch, but I think I'm doing like 1/4 inch today, but 1/4 inch is fine. In any vertical juicer, because what people don't understand is in a vertical juicer, unlike a horizontal juicer, the produce as it's coming out needs to make a right angle turn. If the strings are too long, they get stuck in that right angle turn. It blocks things up, it clogs things up, and it can cause some big problems. Now the other challenge we have is with celery. Celery is quite a popular vegetable these days, thanks to the medical medium. The Shine juicer can juice celery without issue. This is my travel juicer, so normally I'm using this when I'm traveling, not when I'm at home. So I'll put a link down below to a video I made juicing celery with the Shine juicer, actually in my hotel room, and how I do it. Once again, celery, stock vegetable, has all these strings that get stuck in your teeth. So we will want to cut this up. Super simple, super easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. I basically just chop it in half once, and then just mound this up. And then I'm using a nice ceramic knife. Everybody wants to know, John, what knife do you use, right? And so I'm using a Kyocera micro serrated tomato knife. This is one of the sharpest knives, also one of the most fragile knives. This is my favorite knife to use, when cutting and preparing my produce. It is quite sharp. It has like razor-like, shark-like teeth. So be super careful if you're using this knife. I find that using a sharp knife when preparing your produce just makes the job significantly easier, right? So we're cutting all this into at least minimum 1/4 inch pieces, and I would prefer 1/8 inch, but today I'm being kind of lax on my cutting skills. So as you guys can see, we have a pile of kale, a pile of the celery, and now on the ginger you can see the strings. I mean, I'm literally holding the ginger by the string. The ginger also something, because it has strings, you should cut it against the grain. So we're just cutting it the lengthwise and the long pieces so that these ginger strings do not clog up the juicer. Now on the turmeric, you do not have to cut up the turmeric like this because the turmeric does not have the strings. It's more like a carrot in terms of the vegetable, right? I think the final thing, carrots are ready to go in. The lemon I like to maybe cut into quarters or maybe sixths. So we'll cut into 6 pieces, so we'll have a bunch of these. And so basically what I'm doing now is I'm literally, if you guys are painters, you guys will prepare your little palette and you'll put like the different colors you need on your palette when you're drawing, like painting a picture. I'm preparing my palette, so I'm going to have all the different produce items cut up in very simple to grab and drop in piles so that I'm set up and ready for success when I'm juicing in the Shine juicer. Wow, these apples smell nice and fragrant. Now if I have nice and fresh apples, I don't have any problem juicing the stem or the seeds, or the core. I do like to remove the stem though, because that may also clog the juicer in that right angle turn. So we're just cutting up this apple into pieces so that it will fit in the machine, and we're going to have a pile of these apples to feed in. I think we got the last apple, and then we have all the carrots all ready to go. The carrots have been washed and topped and bottomed. I do not like to peel my carrots. The majority of the nutrition in the fruit or vegetable is actually near or in the peel itself. So unless you must peel the fruit for whatever reason, like it's non-edible, you should be juicing it. So even things like cantaloupe skin, provided you wash it well, because there could be bacteria hiding in that skin. You could juice cantaloupe skin. You could use watermelon rind, very rich source of chlorophyll. You could juice apple skins. There's more nutrition in the apple skin actually than the apple fruit itself. How many people peel the apple and don't eat the skin? That's a travesty. Same thing with carrots. I don't peel the skin. Although if you are going for storability, you want to peel your carrots, because if you store there's more bacteria on the skin, which is also probably good for the microbiome. But if you want to store the juice, peel the carrots, the juice is going to last longer actually in storage. I'm not storing my juices because I like to make it and drink it immediately. So we're going to go ahead and turn this machine on and show you guys how to juice in the Shine. Nice and quiet. I think I like to start things off with maybe like a handful of kale going right in. So we're going to put that in the feed chute here. And once we got some of that kale going in, we just drop that in there. Now we're going to maybe follow that with something else, like a little piece of apple. Drop that in there. And now we're going to go ahead and take a handful of the celery. Drop that in there. And then we're just going to go ahead and put a carrot in. I want you guys to watch this. As I put the carrot in, right, it just really starts sucking in. What's happening now is that auger is going around, is basically grinding and crushing up the produce, literally squeezing out all the juice. And as you guys can see, those kale leaves are now literally turned into kale pulp with the juice coming out over on this side of the juicer. And then now we're just going to go ahead and repeat the process. A little bit of kale, a little bit of apple. We're going to maybe put a little bit of ginger in there, and then always follow everything by the carrot as the last stage of what you're putting in. So we got carrot, the apple, we got a little celery. And once again, this is what I like about these machines. You know, you don't see me sitting there pushing stuff into the juicer like most juicers. I put the stuff in there and gravity feeds it in for me so that I don't have to. Here's the trick though, man. If you guys are putting turmeric, I just dropped in some turmeric. Make sure you put some lemon after the turmeric, otherwise that turmeric, you know, the turmeric colors will stain your auger and stain your plastic parts. Same thing with carrots, right? Carrots will also stain. Carrot stains are easier to get out than turmeric stains. So we're going to chop off a couple of pieces of carrot in there. And now we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of ginger in there. We're going to go ahead and repeat the process. So, I mean, this is how easy it is. You know, now I just put handfuls of everything until I'm done. I think I'm basically just going to juice off camera to save you guys some time. And we're going to come back at you when I'm almost done. Right, so I'm almost done juicing, and I have a special helper for me today. My nephew Nico, he's 10, and he's going to help me juice, right? And here's the thing, right? Even if you've never juiced before, juicing is so easy. Even a 10-year-old could do it. You know, I did, you know, obviously not letting him play with the knives. I pre-cut the produce, and he's just basically taking a handful of each item and putting it in the machine. As long as you follow these instructions, it's going to work beautifully, right? I see so many times, like if you have a screen failure on a Shine juicer or other vertical juicer, in my opinion, but not always, you may be pushing things in too quickly, using the pusher, not properly pre-cutting things. It's going to basically cause a log jam, a backup, and cause excess stress on your parts. You know, and here's the thing, you know, unlike a lot of the inexpensive juicers you may find on different, you know, websites for sale, the Shine juicer has a full 3-year warranty, backed by a solid company that's been in business now for over 30 years in the United States, TriBest, who's making healthy living easy. They have some of the best support staff in the entire world that'll ensure that your juicer is up and running for you should you have any challenges. And look at that, Nico's all done juicing the different vegetables that I had pre-prepared for us to juice. So Nico, was it really easy to juice in the Shine juicer?
Yeah, it was really easy.
All right, are you ready to drink some juice with Uncle John?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we got 2 glasses here, and now like people always ask me, John, how much juice do I drink, right? So, you know, my answer is basically as much juice as you want, right? So for me, in a day, I might drink anywhere from 32 ounces to 64 ounces of juice. Now, I've been doing this quite a while, right? And I'll always tell you guys that, you know, I would rather drink another juice instead of eat a smash burger or have some Oreos or some donuts or some Doritos chips, right? And that's just me personally, right? There's, you know, foods could be healthier. Every food is gonna be healthier than something else, and juice to me is one of the healthiest foods on the entire planet. All right, Nico, think you could handle all this juice here?
Yeah.
All right.
That was really good.
Wow, what do you taste in there?
Like the carrots.
The carrots, you
the
taste
celery.
the lemon, you taste the lemon?
Yeah, lemon, celery.
Cool. So hopefully, Nico, for many years to come, you'll start drinking the fresh juice and you could remain, you know, fit and healthy. And what would you say to people out there, like if they're gonna think they should buy a juicer and start to juice it, that they could turn their health around and be healthy like your Uncle John?
Yeah, they should do that.
All right, yes, I definitely would agree. So just want to let you guys know that the Shine Juicer, which is my favorite juicer for losing weight, that's a entry-level model. If you're not sure that you're going to continue juicing on a regular, everyday basis, you know, it has a full 3-year warranty, so you're going to be juicing for the next 3 years guaranteed. After that, if you've worn this out, that's a good thing because then you've gotten the benefits from all the fresh fruit and vegetable juices. It makes it super simple, super easy to use. Even a 10-year-old could do it. And the final thing I want to show you guys is how easy this is to clean. Right? We could take this top part off, and you know, we got this one part there to clean. Then this piece comes out here. You know, we got you know, one auger to clean, and there will be pulp left on your auger. That's completely fine. There will be pulp underneath the auger sometimes. Little pulp in the screen, and that's completely all right. They give you a nice brush to brush this off. And finally, you have the main juicing bowl that, in many cases, there'll be more juice in. That you could drink. Super simple, super easy, nothing to be simpler. Start juicing today, feeling the benefits, and you know, starting out 2020 or whatever year you guys are watching this on the right foot. Link down below for the special sale price on the Shine. Even if it's not the sale price, this is one of the most affordable and best juicers on the entire market if you want to get started and not know if you're going to be serious about juicing. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please support me in my work by making your purchase at discountjuicers.com. Also be sure to like this video and share this video with others you think it can help. Also be sure to check my other videos. I have over 1,500 videos. There's links down below so you can check my YouTube channel where I compare all different other kinds of juicers. If you're more serious and want to get a more higher end juicer, you guys can do that. Be sure you click that little subscribe button down below so you get notified as my new videos come out. I have new videos coming out every 5 to 7 days, and no matter where I'll share when a product or appliance or education I'll be providing you with you guys on this YouTube channel. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. So with that, my name is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.